So, before we even start this podcast, I have a giveaway for you. I am really sorry. I am going to be sending you to Instagram to do this giveaway. That's only because I am trying to grow my followers on Instagram more, as well as here. So I'm just being completely honest with you there. I have two Rhonda Byron's books. I think that's how you say her surname. I don't know if I got it wrong. Don't hate on me. But if you love manifestation and all that kind of thing, oh, I love The Secret. I absolutely loved it. Read it. I've actually got it on Audible, so I am going to give up my copy. And these are both secondhand. If you follow me on Instagram for a while, you know I'm not afraid to give away secondhand items because I think it's a very sustainable option, and these are in great condition. Other than one thing on The Secret. This book did belong to someone once upon a time, so and there are little scuffs on the book, but the book itself is in great condition, so don't be put off. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is to follow me on Instagram, tag a friend, so every comment that you tag someone is an entry, and all you have to do is like the video as well, so the giveaway. I will be closing this on the 31st of January, and I'll be announcing the winner on the following Tuesday for the podcast, on the podcast date. So every podcast, I might do a giveaway or not on my Instagram. I don't know. You'll have to follow you'll have to follow and find out, won't you? Yeah, I've got both her books here. Really recommend The Secret especially. I did start The Power, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as The Secret, but I thought this might be a good combo for people. Right, let's get to the podcast now. Thank you so much, and I look forward to giving this away to the winner. So this is my new podcast. This is actually my second attempt at filming it. I filmed it actually out in the open yesterday, but the microphone did not like it. So I decided to refilm today in the comfort of my home with a blanket, with a drink, and we're just gonna have a good time. So as some of you may know, I did a podcast before. I'm taking a different approach than I did the last time. I chose the name Where I Am Now because I've lived everywhere but the present. I've lived in the past replaying moments, questioning my decisions and wishing things perhaps were different at times. And I've lived in the future as well, worrying about what might happen, who I might become, whether or not I'm doing life right or not. This podcast, to stress, is not about pretending our past didn't happen, you know, your past, my past. It's about learning from it, growing through it, and allowing it to make us stronger. And I'm saying us, even though I'll be sharing my experiences, I'm hoping this will connect with someone. If it's even it's one person, just connect with someone. So we are not alone. We are hopefully just typical humans having typical emotions and just riding through whatever the storm may be, you know. Stress, we're not going to be obsessing about the future because really the only change that can actually happen is now, as in right this moment. You can't control what happened in the past. You can't change that, and you can't control the future. It's like completely out of our hands. Where I am now is where I'm focusing my energy. The podcast will include things like healing, self-love and awareness. Choosing myself a little bit more. I'm not going to put anyone else before myself anymore. I won't do that again. If you're someone who is learning to let go of what was and excited to kind of see what the future is going to hold, let's do that together. We're in the right place. This is a safe space, and I want this to be a community where we can literally all talk and lean on each other. Use the comments, leave me kind of suggestions for what I can talk about in the future. I want this to be a real community. So I'll be kind of doing a weekly podcast every Tuesday, touching upon these points, and I'll have a kind of a general format. So the first part will be kind of where I am now in the sense of kind of catching up from my previous week to the current day. Just to kind of touch upon that, I'm not going to go into mass detail on it this week because I feel like next week will be the proper kind of official, we're doing an actual podcast. But I don't know about you, but I found New Year's Eve actually really hard. I actually found it quite anxious. I was overthinking loads, and it really affected my New Year's Eve. And again, I was looking at the past too much, worrying about the future too much. And I want to stress this hasn't been a new year, new me thing, because I actually don't believe in that. I've been working on myself now, if you've been following me on Instagram for quite some time, but quite a few months now. And even with all the work I had been doing, New Year's Eve still hit me, and I was actually upset about 2025 closing, while at the same time the chapter ending was a relief. I had a tough year last year. It was the worst mental struggles I ever had as well, and I was genuinely excited for it to finish, but also sad because that was that part over, I guess, and that part of me was over because I don't want to be that person anymore. And I've definitely been working on that, and I've definitely been growing, but it is really hard. And with feeling overwhelmed and putting expectations on myself for the future, I realised, stop, live in the moment. And that is another thing I've been working on. You know, that's what this podcast is about now, where I am now. So stop it, Gemma. Stop it, you. The past is the past. We're going to learn from it. The future we can't control. Let's just keep grounding ourselves and reminding ourselves we are here in this moment. If you saw my vision board reel, I have created a vision board. I believe heavily in manifestation. I actually do. I haven't really actually been living those beliefs actually probably the last year or so. And this year I'm really going to make actions happen. By the way, manifestation doesn't mean you stick it on a board and hope it comes. You have to do the work. So I have a clear goal of what's on my vision board, and I'm going to work my pants off to make it work. Wait, is that the pants off? No, it's your socks off, isn't it? I'm gonna work my socks off. So I'm gonna work really hard to work my socks off to get my dreams. So as I mentioned, I've been working on myself for the last few months, and I am really, I'm going to continue it. This isn't a new year, new me. I'm going to continue what I've been doing. I've actually been making, I've made 3 big, well actually they're actually small, but they've made big impacts on my mornings. So I've made changes such as I don't check my phone when I wake up. I read a chapter of my book every morning, and I also have a ginger shot and my vitamins before I even do anything. So those 3 small things have made a massive impact in my day. I've done some other things as well. I can share some of these things as these podcasts go, but small changes that you can make every single day in the moment will really help. Trust me, my mind's just a lot better in the mornings now. So just the final kind of, you know, this isn't the official kind of first podcast. This is the intro. I would love to know if you want me to discuss anything, if you want anything in particular, you know, pop them in the comments, and I will, if I feel they're suitable to bring up, I will on a future podcast. But just to recap on what to expect, honest weekly recaps. I'm not afraid to show emotions either. I know my crying videos have made some people uncomfortable. In a way, I'm pleased they make people uncomfortable. I'm not afraid to be a bit out there with showing my honest feelings. So, you know, we'll see how that goes, but just my honest, I think it's good to share emotions personally. But number 2, what I'm learning. Each week I'll obviously be reflecting on what I've done, what I've learned. Some weeks might be a boring week and might think actually I need to do something more, so we'll see. I genuinely have no idea what that looks like, but we'll find that out, won't we? Where number 3 is kind of number 3 is where I am now, how I'm feeling. Number 4, I know I'm saying live in the moment, but you do have to kind of look gently ahead, especially as manifestation boards. You know, you need to kind of think about what can I do now to help get there in the future. You know, I'm a holiday person as well, so I like to pre-plan. So there is an element of gently looking ahead without obsessing about the future. So there's a fine line, and hopefully we'll touch upon that as we go, and hopefully that will become more clearer. If you're thinking, Gemma, but you're saying live in the moment, but think about the future. Do something today that will make future Gemma happy. That's what I always try and say to myself. And then 5 are going to be closing reflections. Who knows what that looked like? We'll see each week, but just, yeah, that'll be like the full recap, I guess, of our conversation. Just want to say a big thank you for watching. I am so excited to do these podcasts. I already feel like they have a different energy to my last ones. My last podcast, I felt, didn't have an air of positivity really. They were quite negative, quite, looking back in the past, quite yeah, I think I was depressed in that moment. I definitely got more depressed after that moment. I don't think I realised I was depressed then, and I'm out of that now. Don't get me wrong, I get sad, but I'm not depressed like I was by any means. And I'm really excited for the energy I feel these podcasts are going to bring. I feel like they're more the real me, and I feel like I can help people where my old podcasts, which I actually took them down, I'm not going to reshare them. I feel like they were unfit. Luckily I only did a couple, and they didn't feel right at the time either. This feels right, which is really exciting. Don't forget to enter my giveaway. I will have everything on my Instagram. Follow me there on Gemthevegan also. Oh, I believe in manifestation, man, honestly, and this book was so good, so do check it out. Don't forget to follow and subscribe as well. That would be great. Really, really would help me as well. And I'm going to finish on a quote. I've actually got it written down. I saw this and I was like, geez Louise. I was like, yeah. And you may be thinking, what? But I'm an overthinker at times. So if you can overthink the worst, why can't you overthink the best? I'll leave you with that. I just thought that was really, really good. I thought, why can't I? So that's, well, hopefully I'm not going to overthink, but if I'm going to switch it into that. Oh, this is thirsty work, you know. Also, I might just share the book that I'm reading. I probably won't share too many because I don't read very fast, but I'm reading The Ethic List by Melanie Cantor, I think say her name. It's interesting. It's I didn't really like it at the beginning, but it's actually got to a point that's probably yeah, quite relatable to not everyone, but some people, and I think that's quite nice. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I just want to keep talking, but this isn't what this podcast is for. That's for the next one. So I will see you then. Bye.